And how big will your team be for creating this online game?
We did build a prototype with less than 10 people. The team for this is probably going to be about 60 or so, 60 to 70 people that will be on staff by the end of the time we finish it. I mean, the funny thing is with the sort of online game, especially this nature of game, most games you sort of ramp up and then you ramp down towards the end, and this one is sort of you ramp up and you're at your most people as you're going to launch. And then we're also using a lot of contractors in terms of some of the art assets and production and sound and that kind of stuff that'll ramp us beyond that number, but in terms of people on staff, it's going to be between 60 and 70.
And what does online open up from the standpoint of launching the game and then expanding the universe over time?
Well, no, a lot. I mean, I actually think it's very liberating as a designer because, in the past when I used to make games, you had one shot, you put it on a disc and you couldn't really undo it. So you try to put everything on the disc and sometimes maybe you put too much or you didn't, so I would rather, and because you tried to put too much, you didn't have enough time to do everything right. So I'd rather have ability to get the stuff out first that's well done and then add to it going forward. I think that's much more liberating as a designer because it sort of lets me focus on the important things that everyone wants, and I'm not so paranoid that I'm going to lose my opportunity because I know a month or 2 months later or 4 months later, if there's a feature I really want to add, I can add it. And I think that's one of the most exciting things for me is I sort of know that, hey, it's a work in progress. So it's I make it great at the beginning, but I can continue to make it great. I don't have to. It's not one shot.
And what are your thoughts on the growing free-to-play gaming space, especially with more top-tier games like PlanetSide 2, Hawken, and Warface entering the space?
I definitely think it's good. I mean, my only issue with free-to-play is you just got to make sure that you're not artificially hamstringing your game to try and get money in. So, that's my issue with some of the sort of lower-end free-to-play games is you can tell it's they basically make it really not fun unless you give them some money, and I don't think that's cool. So if you're going to do it, you need to make sure that even if you're not going to pay anything, you have a good time, you're having fun doing it, and then if you want to pay some money, maybe it's just sort of accelerating your process. But it doesn't mean if you didn't accelerate your process, you wouldn't have fun. So I think that's the key on the free-to-play side. It's certainly a good sign that we're now getting quality free-to-play stuff that sort of feels like high-end gaming stuff, because before the free-to-play stuff was really sort of it didn't stand up to sort of, it's not the kind of experience I wanted. Because basically for me, and I think anyone else, it's really about the level of experience. You want to have a certain quality of entertainment. And so for me, I don't care whether it's free or not. What I do care is I'm spending my time. My time is never free, if you know what I mean. So I want to make sure I'm doing it and having a good time. So if a game's free to play and it's that, then great. But that's less important to me than on a personal basis anyway. If I had to pay $40 or $50, but it was really great, then I would do that too. That's fine.
Will microtransactions play a role in Star Citizen?
Well, I mean, there's a limited form of microtransactions in that you can buy some more galactic credits, but everything inside the game is basically there's an internal system, galactic credit system that you buy ships with, upgrade ships with, buy cargo, pay various sort of in-game fees with, and all that could be earned by flying missions or trading goods, making money inside the game. And then you can also additionally buy some more credits with money if you want, because for instance, there'll be times where people they just want to get they want to buy this cool ship sooner, and they don't want to spend the 20 hours of gameplay running missions. And not to say that running those missions wouldn't be fun, but they just kind of want to get to that point sooner, so they'll have the opportunity to do that, and that's one way that we finance the ongoing running costs of the game, because we've got to run servers for this. We're continually planning to do content for it. So I was saying we ramp up to our full team. Well, that team we don't let people go. They're like just busy creating content every single month, and so to be able to do that, we need to bring revenue in. So the ways that we'll bring revenue in is sort of new users coming to the game, sort of buying the initial package, and then the people that want to sort of shortcut their time. Maybe they've got 3 hours or 4 hours that in a week versus 10 hours or 15 hours, and they just want to dogfight in the coolest ship, and they don't really want to spend so much time running missions. Then they spend a bit of money, and that will help support the game. But in no case is there a situation where if you want to just spend the time flying, earning the money, that will be cool and fun, because that was always what was cool and fun about Privateer, what was cool and fun about Freelancer. And there's no case where sort of there's the pay to win thing where you can just spend a bunch of money and you have an advantage that no one else has, because no one will ever be able to buy something with money that you can't buy with in-game credits, and you can earn how many in-game credits you want by playing the game. So.
And will there be a Mac client for Star Citizen?
It's a big question, that and a Linux. So on our side, we're very much open. We would like to support Mac. We would like to support Linux. It's sort of dependent on Crytek because we use their engine. I mean, we've done modifications to it, but still we're on their core system. So I know they're exploring Mac support and some other stuff. So hopefully, by the time we'll come out, we'll have that. I mean, right now, no. And I can't promise it because I'm not in control of that situation, but I've certainly, enthusiastically suggested to Crytek that it would be nice to support that, and I think they're looking at it because there's some other people also that are interested in being on more than one platform. So we're for it. It's just we're just sort of dependent on them.